I'm just so fired up about this class of 2026 Duke football recruiting class. Manny Diaz and his coaching staff have done an unbelievable job of putting them all together. Let's continue to meet the class, meet the recruits here today on Locked On Blue Devils.
Hi, everybody. Dick Vitale. Hey, make sure you listen, man, to Locked On Blue Devils with J.J. Jackson. He's awesome, baby.
You are Locked On Blue Devils, your daily podcast on the Duke Blue Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another episode of the Locked On Blue Devils podcast. My name is JJ Jackson. Today is Thursday, July 31st, 2025. Crazy to think. It's the final day of July. August is tomorrow. We saw Duke football start camp a little bit earlier in the week. So many good things happening in the life of Duke athletics and with this Duke football team. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about this recruiting class in 2026. Conversations with Chadwicke Cannon, Stover, Colsen Gatten, coming your way right here. I think you're really going to enjoy getting to know these players and who we'll be rooting for in future Saturdays to come. If you have not done so already, please be sure to follow and subscribe to Locked On Blue Devils for free, wherever it is that you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating and written review, particularly there on the Apple Podcast platform, and watch our show each and every day on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our audience continues to grow by the day, and I'm really fired up about the numbers that are coming across as we get closer to 4,000 subscribers. So without further ado, welcome into today's episode of Locked On Blue Devils. Here we are on Locked On Blue Devils. A very special guest joins me today on the show. Another class of 2026 Duke football commit, Chadwicke Cannon Jr., kind enough to spend some time with me here. Really great to see you, Chadwicke. Excited to hear about your journey so far in football and the decision ultimately to play for Duke. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for asking. And again, thank you for taking some time to be here with me today. Simply put, easy first question that I ask all the commits. Why Duke? Why did you make this decision to commit?
You know, I feel like they were kind of like the first ones like to show me like real love, you know what I'm saying? I felt like their scheme like really fit me when I went down the first time. They explained like how I fit in their scheme, and you know I really like the coaches. I like how they act towards their players, and I feel like I'd be a good fit there. So that's why I chose Duke.
What's that process? What's the timeline like? This is one of the first schools you say that reaches out to you. How do you first hear from Duke? How do the Blue Devils get on your radar?
Well, I mean, I don't think they were the first school, but they were definitely like something I was definitely interested in, going to. So for me, they said that they kind of seen me like a little later, like during mid-season. So like I was talking with Coach Devon, Coach Infante. They told me they really like my film. They want me to come down there. So we were chatting for a while. I was supposed to come down to a game, like a regular season game, but I ended up not being able to make it. So I actually officially went down there in spring, and they offered me in spring, and I was like really excited. I was really happy. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of emotions. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be it. So.
Yeah, tell me about that. The first time you get to Durham, the first time you get there to campus at Duke, like what are you taking in? What are you noticing? What stands out to you?
Well, I like the area. Like when I went, the trees were blossoming. It was a lot of tree blossoms.
Springtime, absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful. It was beautiful up there. So yeah.
And then the campus has a really nice feel to it. What did you notice?
Like a lot of the architecture is like Gothic kind of, and it's like a little bit, it's like really cool. So like it was cool to see that, not just like modern, like everybody else has. So yeah, it's definitely different.
A lot of people feel like they're walking on the set of Harry Potter or at Hogwarts when they're there on campus, man. Yeah. So when we get to the football side of things on your visit, what does that look like? Were you able to instantly meet with the coaches? Kind of walk us through that.
Yeah. So when I got there, they drove me up on a golf cart to like the D-line room. And I met Coach Infante. He had a big smile on his face, gave me a big hug, big bear hug. And, I met Coach Devon and all that.
And for clarification, was this on your unofficial visit?
Yeah, unofficial.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. And so during that timeline, I mean, what are you hoping to hear for folks and for future recruits, even when you're on an unofficial visit? What is it that you were wanting to hear from Duke?
Just to see how I fit in their scheme and see if I'm really like the person for them, or if I'm the guy for them, or are they the fit for me? That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously that went well. You enjoyed what you heard there, and you get the opportunity to go back for the official visit. You commit and want to play football at Duke in the future. Let's talk about the player that you are, Chadwicke. How would you describe your game? If no one's ever seen Chadwicke Cannon Jr. play football before, how would you describe your game?
I feel like I'm very physical. I use my hands a lot, and I feel like you could see me on the field. Like I feel like I'm very, very bully ball. That's how I would describe it. 2 words, bully ball. That's it.
Use your strength to your advantage, right?
Yes, sir. And I have good hands as well.
I notice in your background as well that weightlifting has been something that you've been a big standout in. And Chadwicke, truthfully, not all the states in our country support, like it's not sanctioned everywhere that you get to participate in weightlifting. What is that like, and how big of an impact has that been on your football career?
Well, I came in my freshman year not knowing much about the weightlifting team or whatnot, but I got to give a lot of shout out to my coaches, Coach Nelson, Coach Bonello, and Coach Sylvie, my weightlifting coaches. I feel like they were like a really big step for me to get from where I am to like where I'm at now. So I feel like they did really help. In our school, we're on one of the top weightlifting schools in Florida. So we have like, I think the most weightlifting champion titles from like, since we started the school. It's like really, our school's like really good at weightlifting. So yeah.
What is this like? I mean, is it, are we counting the weight here? Is it a time aspect? I mean, seriously, there's so many people who are unfamiliar with the weightlifting sport. What does that look like?
So there's 3 events, but they split it up into 2 categories, Olympic and traditional. Traditional is benching and clean and jerk, and Olympic is snatch and clean and jerk. So you would add your 2 lifts together to get your total, and that tells you like how far you are, your place, basically. Yeah.
What did you notice from weightlifting that helped translate to the football field?
I feel like that's probably where I got all my strength from, my power. I think football strength and like regular strength are 2 different things, but it definitely translated for me. So yeah.
How long have you been playing football?
Since I was 8.
Okay. And what was it about the game that you loved?
Well, first, I'm not even gonna lie. First, I was like a little lazy kid. Didn't really like to get outside. My dad, I love my dad. Senior, Chadwicke Cannon Sr. He put me on football. Told me I gotta stick with it. And I ended up liking it when I was like 9. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be what I'm. What I'm saying, yeah.
Were you like trying out multiple different sports and then figured out football was what you liked the most, or tell me about that in your childhood?
Yeah. My dad kind of like put me into sports. First, we started playing YMCA soccer and basketball.
There you go.
Yeah, and then I was like, I don't really like this that much. And then football came along. I was like, yeah, because I like to be aggressive and physical. So, I like football. That's what I stuck with. So.
But I mean, so many coaches and so many great athletes talk about the importance of being a versatile athlete when they're, not to be so focused on one. It's so easy to get burnt out if that's all you do at a young age. And so for you to have a little bit of a background doing various things, that's super impressive. So talking about your style of play, once again, you mentioned bully ball is kind of what you like to say if people have never seen you play before. How can you make that translate to the college game? Like, what are you hoping to bring to a Duke football defense?
Well, right now, I feel like that's what makes me stand out in high school. But when I get to college, all of the skill level is going to get shorter. Like, everybody's going to be neck and neck. So I feel like when I get to college, my strength is going to be a big thing for me to, improve on. So I could probably get some early reps as a freshman. But I feel like I need to work on my technique as well. So, like, quickness, ball get off hands, more finesse, all that. I need to, get that up. So when I get to college, I can definitely get some reps.
And obviously that's going to be back in the weight room, right? Strength and conditioning, a little bit of your background there is going to help you make those improvements once it's time to get on the field. I want to hear a little bit more about this timeline. Let's jump back. The unofficial visit concludes. You head back down home. What are you thinking at that time?
Well, honestly, I don't even think I went home to think I was going to commit. Like, we went back to the hotel. I was like very emotional. My mom, we were talking about with my parents. I was like, I just need some time to think, like process these emotions. And, a couple of days later, I was like, I called them like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to, be a Duke football player. So, yeah.
How excited was the coaching staff when they heard that from you?
Coach Infante, he was ecstatic. Coach Devon, we're all on FaceTime together. They're all excited. So, and he told me to call Coach Diaz. He was like, yes, sir, let's go. So, that's what made it official.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've mentioned your position coaches there a couple of times here, but when you're going through the recruiting process, Chadwicke, it's really important to win over the head coach, right? And to be on good terms with him, and also just to realize this is a regular guy. And Manny Diaz, so many Duke fans are excited about him leading the program. What was that like for you? Tell me about getting to know Coach Diaz.
Well, actually, when I went on my unofficial, he's the one that actually offered me. So I went to his office. I met with him. We talked for a little minute. He's like, yeah, we want to offer you a scholarship. So like that was like really big for me. So yeah. And he's really, really cool guy. So yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that. Tell me about Coach Diaz that you got to know.
Okay, so when we went in the office, we kind of just like talked for a little minute, and then like he relates to my mom. My mom's from she's from Polk County. It's like little mini like tiny town, like middle of nowhere. And that's like because he was in Miami.
He's got Florida roots, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how we kind of like, yeah.
And so a lot of people talk about the importance of their parents being on this journey for them. And obviously the coaches are aware of that. They want to recruit the parents as well. What was that dynamic like for you throughout your recruiting journey?
Well, in my journey, I feel like they were definitely my mom and my dad were definitely a big part of it. So like, they felt like the same connection, same family that I felt when I went down to Duke. So they were talking about committing before I even said anything out of my mouth. Like they were saying, "Oh yeah, this has to be the one," because other schools aren't like as friendly as they were. So that's yeah.
How big of it? Talk about that relationship with your parents. Then, were you bouncing ideas off with them? How important was it for you to have them included in your decision?
Yeah, it's very important, honestly, because like if my parents are happy at the end of the day, like I can't be, I can't. This is my
family's important to you, sure.
Of course, yes, of course. So that was just like a big decision. Like I feel like this was like the best thing I could have done, the best school. There was obviously other schools like that I probably could have went to and probably enjoyed it, but it's definitely not as big of a family thing that we had at Duke.
So you're going to play for Duke in the future, a class of 2026 commit. Excited to see you come and play for the Blue Devils. We'll get back to that in a moment, but I don't want to, rush time away here, Chadwicke. We still have a senior football season for you to get to compete in. How excited are you to put on your high school uniform for one more year?
I'm very excited. It's my last year. I got to show up for my boys. I'm definitely good. Well, I'm going to be a captain this year. I'm calling it right now. So I gotta be a leader in the weight room, leader on the field. That's definitely something like I really want to enjoy my last season. So, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that. Beyond being the captain, what are some of the other goals that you've got for your senior year?
Actually, me and Aiden, I'm going to show you on my phone. Me and Aiden have something. We have a little competition because we're planning to be roommates in the future. So
that's awesome.
So it's a long story. But anyways, we got some goals on my for the 26 season. 100 total tackles, 20 TFLs, 10 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. I have a personal goal, 4.840, first team all area, make 3 third round playoffs. I want to be a 4-star by the end of this. And that's how I want to end my high school career. But me and Aiden trying to see if we can get the best stats by the end of the year. So
that's a competitive competition, a competitive rivalry between future teammates. That's awesome. Tell me about, Aiden Kane, somebody that is obviously going to be a part of this class as well, has committed to the program. What's that been like getting to know him, who's in that same position room with you? And then even beyond him, Chadwicke, I want you to talk about everybody in this recruiting class, getting to know your future teammates.
So Aiden, that's my twin. I'll be real. That's my twin, man. So when we got on the OV, we got there late. I met him in the lobby. That's like we actually like we are the same, like kind of like the same person, honestly. Like we act the same, we like the same stuff. But like, yeah, I feel like him, that's like gonna be my guy for the next couple of years, next 4 years. So, and then we got Tyler, Sean, Dane. There's some new kids that recruited, but those are the people that I met on my OV that are already committed.
Right.
There's some other recruits that committed, but we can't say who those are yet. But CJ just committed today on running back, really cool dude. But there's a lot of people that I feel like we're gonna be close when we get to Duke. So yeah.
Is the coaching staff big on you guys kind of creating a culture amongst yourself? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I feel like they're like kind of the ones that God brought us together to get to know each other or whatnot, and then we made a group chat. So like we text on the regular, try and get to know each other even more. And we're trying to plan a game to get down to like all of us to go to Duke and just hang out, have fun with each other on that game day. So yeah.
Without a doubt, people are excited about the future of Duke football. What is that kind of message that you would give Duke football fans about what's to come?
I feel like we're gonna have a great future, great outcome. We went 9-4. Coach Diaz's first year there, and we're having a bigger recruiting class this year. So I feel like they should stay tuned to see what's for Duke's future.
Super excited to see you play for Duke, Chadwicke. Really appreciate the time here on the podcast with me today and YouTube show for folks to get to know you a little bit. How can they follow you, man? Plug your socials and how people can get tapped in with you.
Well, my Twitter's down there, Chadwicke Jr. 2026. My Instagram's W1CK, the real Wick, and that's all I got.
Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to follow along and support you in the future. Thanks for being here today, Chadwicke.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Today's episode of Locked On Blue Devils is brought to you by one of our brand new sponsors here on the show today, DripDrop. DripDrop, a new proud presenting sponsor here of Locked On Blue Devils. If you're trying to stay on top of your routine, whether that's workouts, long days on campus, or staying focused through the back-to-back classes, hydration is where it all starts, and that's where DripDrop comes in. DripDrop is a doctor-developed and scientifically proven for fast hydration. It uses the perfect balance of sodium electrolytes and glucose to help your body absorb fluids, quickly delivering 3 times the electrolytes and half the sugar of a leading sports drink. Right now, DripDrop is offering Locked On listeners 20% off your first order. My go-to flavor is watermelon. It's a game changer after a workout these days. That's why I'm so excited they sent me the product here, as you can see. Again, 20% off for Locked On listeners. Just head to DripDrop.com and use promo code LockedOnCollege. Again, that's DripDrop.com, promo code LockedOnCollege for 20% off. 20% off, promo code LockedOnCollege at DripDrop.com. DripDrop is a proud sponsor of Locked On Blue Devils. Really excited to be back on Locked On Blue Devils today. JJ Jackson joined by Sean Stover, a class of 2026 Duke football commit ahead of the upcoming season. He's got one more year left of high school to go before he's playing for the Duke Blue Devils, and Sean's with us on the program today. How are you, my friend?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Excited to talk with you about the decision to commit and play football for Duke. I want to start here, Sean. Really simple. Why Duke? Why did you make the decision to commit to this football team?
For me, a lot of it was the first time I came out to Duke, it was me and my dad, and we came out for the UConn game. And that was a lot of fun. We had to talk to Coach Nord a little bit, and he was really great. Got to meet him, and it was really exciting. And they invited me out there, and we went, and I really enjoyed the game. Then I ended up coming back later in the season with my mom, and we came to the Virginia Tech game, and that was a really good experience for us. Went through the whole recruiting process that day, got to talk with academics and then the football team, and got to meet with Coach Diaz a little bit. And so it was just a really cool experience. It felt different than everywhere else I had been. A lot of the places that I had gone to before, it's kind of like you go and it's a process, this big process, versus like you go to Duke, and I felt a lot more connected with the people. Everybody really truly knew each other, and it just felt a lot more like a family, which is something I was looking for in my college that I wanted to go to, and I found that at Duke.
And so that's a great decision to make, a reason to make the decision to play football there. So, all right, let's see. I'm going to hear this, though. As a Texas native, right? Yep. I mean, it's a pretty long distance to get over to Durham.
It is.
And play there. Is Duke a school that you had always kind of wanted to hear from?
So going into recruiting, I didn't really have any schools that I was like, I really want to hear from this place. And I'll be honest, Duke definitely wasn't one of them. It just wasn't, it wasn't a place I was ever thinking about. It had never been like I was actually born in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, not too far from there, but I didn't live there very long. Not even I remember I was, raised here and everything. But when they did reach out, one of my things has always been that my parents have instilled in me is academics. Like that's a big part of, sports and everything that you do. Like that's a focus. And you're a student athlete. And for me, Duke was, it was big time that they reached out and invited me to come to their games because it was a good academic school. And it was still ACC football, and that was what I was really excited about. It was a good blend of high level football and high level academics, and I had found like high level academics and high level football in my recruiting, but I hadn't found a school that really brought them both together and super great yet. And for me, that was Duke, so that was really cool.
I mean, okay, so looking at the timeline again to dive deeper, you mentioned the visit with your dad, then you take a visit with your mom. Where does an offer come through in this process, Sean? And what was that feeling like when you received the offer?
So I had the offer before I came out to the game.
Okay.
So Coach Nord came down. So my high school it's like our offensive line is very highly recruited, and Coach Nord came down for a spring practice and walked in and was talking to a bunch of us, and I got an offer then. And then he invited me to come out to one of the games, and I said, I'm definitely going to try and make it to one. And I ended up going out to one, just kind of like, it's a good school. Figured I'd go look at it and see if I like it or not. I ended up really enjoying my time there. Wanted to go back, wanted to bring mom. And so that's when we went to the Virginia Tech game.
All right, year by year, I mean, Coach Nord is known for what he's able to do with the offensive linemen and just their progression throughout a college career, guys going off to the next level and all those sort of things. So what was it been like getting to know him?
It's been really cool. It's definitely been it's been fun. So when I first met him, he obviously came here, and then we were talking during spring ball, and he was just, you could tell he's just a football guy. Like he's really into it, and that's his thing. And it was really fun talking to him just about like scheming and stuff is what we were going through. And then he invited me back out, and we went and just we've been building that relationship. And I like him a lot. I think he's a great coach and a great person as well. And which is a big deal for me that I'm, surrounded by people that are, really looking after you as a person and not just you as a player. And I think that's the whole Duke staff.
Staying on the offensive side of the ball and staying with the Duke staff, we've got Jonathan Brewer as the offensive coordinator. I know that that's somebody that you've gotten to know a little bit as well. Tell us about that relationship and kind of getting to know Coach Brewer.
Yeah, Coach Brewer is a really cool dude. I went out and actually, no. So he also came during spring ball. He came about a week later than Coach Nord did.
So everybody's coming to see you. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. Coach Brewer came in during spring ball about a week before I went out to the UConn game, and came to watch our walkthrough and was talking to me, asked me how I was doing, and said he was super excited to get me out to campus. And I said, I'm excited to be there. And just really truthful guy. I like Coach Brewer a lot, and I think he's doing great things with the offense. In the past few times I've been out there, just got to talk to him a little bit more about like really what the plan is looking like. And I think that he's doing a great job, and all those coaches there are really putting in the work. And I think we're going to be looking pretty good in future years.
All right. So when you think about your fit and kind of what you've been sold on as you look at the next level, what is that pitch to you, Sean? I mean, the offensive line, as you know, the makeup, there's so many different avenues and positions within it that you can slide into. Where does Duke kind of see you fitting in?
I'll probably end up playing center. Right now I've got to hang out with Matt Craycraft a lot when I get out there. Great guy. He's also from my area, about 20 minutes, not too far from where I live. So it's been really cool to just talk to him, someone else there is from Texas, and just from the general area. So it's been really cool to talk with him and learn from him. And the plan is to go there and like just learn as much as I can from him and Coach Nord and all the other older guys before they graduate. And then when I'm up, I have all the knowledge that they gave me, and then just get to work. Okay,
so looking at kind of your future and what Duke sells you on, the academics are such a big piece. Football is on the rise. It's a team that's playing in bowl games now consistently. Yeah. Excited for the second season of Manny Diaz. But also I know everybody wants to kind of be sold on getting to the next level. And Craycraft expected to have a massive year this season for Duke, and we'll see what that looks like for him in the future. We're just a year removed from Graham Barton being a first-round pick there on the offensive line and getting to the league. So how big is that to you when you're making decisions like this?
It's definitely a big part of it. Seeing guys go through that process like BP and Craycraft and Pickett and all those guys. It's really cool to see them doing that, as well as getting their academics and still enjoying the college experience at Duke. And I think that there's a lot to get that needs to be said for those guys working to go to the league and Coach Nord to help them get there, and all the coaches really just being supportive for them and what they want to do while still allowing them to excel academically at Duke.
Simple football question. Do you
All
like
right.
run blocking or pass blocking more, and why?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go. I like run blocking more. You get to be a little bit more aggressive, and I've had a
That's
lot more.
always the answer I get, Sean.
Yeah, it's. I always have a lot of fun with my high school teammates as of now when we get to do our combos on inside zone, and that's really a lot of fun. But I have to say, a lot of recruiting is pass blocking, and so I think that is also another thing that I enjoy pass blocking a lot too. Because you go to camps and you don't have run block.
Right.
Against the D line, you're not pads, but so you have a lot of pass blocks. So I've learned to kind of love that a lot too. So I think just everything's really fun, but a good double team on a run block, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all so important to be a part of it. Looking at your background a little bit, I know that you, were a part of the track and field team through shot put. You're a wrestler. I mean, it seems like you've had an athletic background. Has that always been something? I mean, do you have days of playing t-ball and basketball, soccer, running around? Like, what was your youth like when it comes to sports?
So I'm the oldest of 5 kids. Wow. And
big family. Okay.
Yeah, big family. And we all grew up playing sports, and me and my brothers played. We all started off with soccer, and I kind of moved on from that pretty quick, got into baseball. And football became, when I lived in Tennessee, I was in kindergarten, and I started tackle football in kindergarten. And I got to play with the first graders, so that was always fun to play up a little level. So I've been playing tackle football since kindergarten, and I'm going into senior year. So it's just kind of, it's a sport that I've grown up with, and it's a lot of fun. I love it a lot. My brothers both play, and so that's really cool. My sisters have done like cheerleading for that, but they both have kind of taken to like volleyball and softball now. So really a lot of sports in the family. Both my uncles played college football, so it's just it's kind of been a thing around me since I was a kid, and I've just loved growing up around it.
Do you think that's been important for you to not just focus so much on football throughout the course of the year?
I think that every kid needs to have multiple sports. I think that if you're unless you're like unless you're in college, right? I mean, you don't have really any reason to not play multiple sports. I wrestled all through middle school, and I wrestled my freshman year. And I think that was a great sport for me, getting me in shape. And I learned a lot about like balance and all that stuff. And it's helped me a lot, I think, in football. And you don't want to burn out, when you're like a kid in elementary school, just playing football for fun. You don't want to focus on it too much. You want to do other stuff and have a good time and like truly learn to love the sport versus, really grind the details and stuff. So that's kind of how I approach it.
No, absolutely. I think that's the right mindset to have. So as you get set to start your college career and thinking about kind of the athletic background, your physical makeup is going to be incredibly important when you get to the next level. Right. Tell me about your relationship with the weight room and what those conversations have been like with Duke as you look to what your body will be to be able to be an ACC offensive lineman.
Well, getting to talk to Coach Feely, strength coach, he's really put in perspective, for I think all the recruits, what it's going to be and how it's going to be and how you're going to have to do it. And I think it's great. He's very straightforward. There's no sugarcoating at all, which I like a lot. And he lets you know how it's going to be, and he shows you the results, and then he tells you how you got the results. And you realize the process is tough, but that's that's what it takes. But he's done a really good job with that. And I am at the high school, my own line coach at the high school is also our strength coach. So a big relationship in the weight room as well here. And so I think that'll transfer well into college and just kind of working to get stronger and better condition and everything. It'll be good. Yeah,
it'd probably be a rude awakening for anybody at this point in their football career if they didn't like the weight room.
Probably. Yeah, that'd be rough.
Okay, so talking about your upcoming senior season here, I know that people don't want to wish away their high school careers too quickly. You've got one run still left at it. I mean, what are some of the goals, and how excited are you to get to play one more year of high school football?
Man, I can't wait. A lot of the guys that I'm playing ball with now, I've been playing ball with since like second, third grade. We've all from the same area. I've grown really close with a lot of the guys on the team, and I'm very excited to see how this season plays out. Definitely some goals for us, go win district champs. We did 2 years ago, and last year we came up short. So that's one of our goals, and just trying to win as much as possible and still have a good time with all the guys.
What was the official visit to Duke like that you just wrapped up a few weeks ago?
It was great. It was great. I got to meet all the other commits for the first time in person. Aiden, Chad, Terry, all those guys, Dane. It was a lot of fun, and we've got a lot more commits since then. So I'm still learning everybody's name, saving everybody's number. But that visit was a lot of fun. Got to spend a lot of time with Coach Norwood and the O-line guys. Craycraft was my host, so I had to spend a lot of time with him. And just getting to know the commits, outside of just texting and stuff was really cool. And I think we all realized after the first day, we were like, we're all really similar people because, that's what it takes to be Duke. And we all have the same, academics are important to us, but still being great at football and what we're doing is very important. And we all have very similar high standards and everything. So it's really impressive to see that Duke is able to find people from all over the place that are all of the same, caliber of person. And so that was really cool for me just to meet those guys.
I know that Duke is still looking to fill out some other spots on the offensive line as well when it comes to this recruiting class. And it's such a big part once you commit to help join and add to the bandwagon, add to the train in that direction. What's that pitch to you kind of been like, Sean? And is that something that you enjoy doing, wanting to sell other recruits on Duke and why you think it'd be a good fit for them?
Yeah, I think I've met a lot of recruits that have been, that have talked to Duke and that I've reached out to and just kind of offered, hey, if you have any questions for me, just let me know. I know the guys at Duke, the coaching staff and recruiters are, they're giving them the pitch and they're doing their thing. And so I just said hey, if you have a question for me, just let me know. And actually me and the commits are very, very, we're very involved in that. And Terry Walker, our QB, that's his thing. He's very good at it. So it's always fun talking to him. And, I'll go out with a recruit or something and talk to them for a little bit. And then I'll call Terry and be like, yo, this is what happened. And he's like, oh, that's great. And so it was good. It was good.
He's just taking notes. And that's a perfect quarterback.
Yeah, that's his thing. He likes it a lot.
All right. Well, as we get ready to wrap up here, Sean, as you look forward to the future and getting an opportunity to put on that Duke uniform and suit up for your first game, what do you think that emotion will feel like to get to be a college football player and putting on that Duke uniform?
I don't know. I'm excited though. It's kind of been, I know every kid's dream, you're growing up playing sports is you want to play, watch college ball, college game day. I was watching that for me when I was a kid. It was huge. And to think that I'm going to get to be one of those games on TV, it's kind of nuts, but I'm excited about it. It should be a lot of fun. I know all the other guys, all the other commits are really excited, and everybody there is excited too. So it should be good.
All right. One final message for just all Duke football fans out there, Duke fans across the world. Who is Sean Stover? What are we getting in a football player? What's that message you want to leave with them?
Man, that's a great question. That's a good question. I think what you guys are getting in me is a dude that's believing in the program. And I believe in Duke. I love it. And it's not as much about, what you're getting in me. It's, how I'm going to help, how the team's going to help me help them type deal. So I'll learn a lot from those guys, and I will work to, uphold the culture they've set because I love it. That's what I really love about Duke is all those guys are they're like family. And so I think what Duke fans can look at when they get me is another person in the family.
Plug your social, Sean. How can people get involved?
Shoot. I'm on Instagram at Stover2026. And that's about it. I'm not really on, Twitter too, same at. So nothing crazy. I'm not really on a whole bunch of socials. I don't post very often. So if you do see something, But
Duke fans are loyal, man. They'll tap in with you.
But yeah, at Stover2026. And then if you get a chance, I don't know if you had the other guys do this or not, but definitely follow them as well. Aiden, Chad, Dane, Terry, all those guys. So, but yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for the time today. We'll chat down the line, okay?
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Sean Stover joining us here today on Locked On Blue Devils. Super pumped to be back here on Locked On Blue Devils. Another class of 2026 Duke football commit. Colsen Gatten is here with me today on the show to tell us the reason why Duke is his next landing spot. Colsen, I hope that you're doing well. And that's the first question I've got to ask, is the same one that I've asked all your fellow commits. Why Duke? Why did you feel like this was the school for you?
Yeah, I felt like Duke was a spot for me for a long time. Honestly, it was long overdue, my commitment. But honestly, just since the first time I went down there, I felt the love from Coach Diaz and his staff. Coach Diaz recruited me at Penn State whenever he was the defensive coordinator there. And then whenever he went to Duke, then he offered me again. And honestly, just felt the love from there. And it was just a great spot. I mean, it's the best of both worlds, from academics to athletics. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat for sure.
No doubt. I mean, a lot of people are excited about what Manny Diaz has been building, 9-4 after his first year. You even throw in the 2 Mike Elko years that Duke had. I mean, the program is certainly on an upward trend, and I think they're going to be able to continue that here this upcoming season. Right. So tell me a little bit more about this timeline, Colsen. When did you first hear from Duke? Was it the previous staff, or was it simply when Coach Diaz left Penn State and he kind of brought you along with him?
Yeah, I didn't hear from the previous staff at all, honestly. It was Coach Diaz whenever he came from Penn State. Yeah, yes, sir. So he that was my first offer, was Penn State with Coach Diaz, and then he then offered me to Duke, and I probably went down in like 2 weeks after. Like, I was pumped. Obviously, really great guy. And I just need to get down. So,
yeah, let me circle back to Coach Diaz in just a moment. I want to hear about that first trip that you had down to campus then in an unofficial visit in this capacity. What were your takeaways when you arrive in Durham, when you walk on campus, when you're at Wallace Way? I mean, take me through that.
Yeah. First, when I got there, I think North Carolina is just beautiful. I think it's just a great place to be. Family town. I think it's just a great spot to be overall. And then whenever I got there, I think the facilities and the campus is wild. It's hard to beat that. I mean, it's crazy, but the facilities were great. And obviously just the love I felt from the staff was just phenomenal. Every time I've been down there, my family, I've probably been down there like 5 times, and it's just like, it gets better every time. Honestly, there's more that I learn about it, and it's just better every time. But yeah, it was really good. It's a good experience every time.
Without a doubt, and the game day atmospheres continue to get better at Wallace Wade, and I think that's only going to continue with what we're seeing Duke do in the ACC, and now you get a chance to be a part of that in years to come. So you're taking these unofficial visits. Manny Diaz comes over from Penn State, and you've already had that relationship with him. Mm-hmm. Take me through, when do you receive the offer from Duke? What does that conversation look like?
Yeah, it was just like, almost like, like, we have high respect for you, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like I'm taking a new job. And he was like, I want to bring you with me. And honestly, like, that was my first offer with Coach Diaz. So like, it was just a really good feeling, especially getting it with Duke. And like, obviously, like, you just hear great things about Duke. I didn't really know that much about Duke other than being a great academic school. And then you saw what Coach Diaz did last year. And it just shows a lot of what 1 year can do, like, culture wise. Coach Diaz did 1 year with the culture. So.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're from Pittsburgh, so geographically that's not necessarily in the footprint that Duke's looking for, although it's certainly had success at the university internationally, and the brand for itself speaks for itself. Basketball has had its heyday, and a lot of people think Duke basketball first when they think about the Blue Devils. It's awesome to see the football trend up in that direction. Is that a reason that you're excited about playing for Duke, is kind of seeing more and more get on the momentum train?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think like the energy Coach Diaz brought with him getting the job, I think that's why everyone's so ready, pumped up about the season and everything like that. Like, I just think he brought a bunch of positive energy, and just the stuff he does, the schemes he runs, just he brought that all with him. And I think people are really excited about that. And I think that's just, I mean, I think you saw it last year. And I think it's just going to keep growing and growing every year.
All right, tell the world about Colsen Gatten, the football player. Like, when they turn on the tape, what jumps out about your game?
Yeah, I'm a fast, twitchy linebacker. I run a 4.5, so definitely speed's a big part of my game. I love to hit people, I mean, obviously. But it's just, I played linebacker. Honestly, I started playing linebacker in high school. I played DN growing up, but I started playing linebacker, and I fell in love with it. I mean, it's a great position. A lot of success there, and so.
Okay, and when we talk about the game, obviously, when I turn on the tape, you're making plays in the backfield and all the time. It's just crazy to see you kind of get after the quarterback, running back, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. Tell us about how you feel in pass coverage and what you're trying to improve as you take that next step.
Right. I feel really good in pass coverage, honestly. I think that's one of my strengths. I feel really good in pass coverage. I think overall just trying to improve on everything. Probably the IQ of the game is a big one. But other than that, I mean, I feel pretty confident in my pass and run abilities. I think obviously there's some things to work on. But, yeah, I'm really confident in my ability to play linebacker. So.
Yes, I love talking defense with you, man. I mean, just hearing Manny Diaz, obviously known for what he's done over the years as a defensive coordinator, coaching linebackers at all levels and that sort of thing. But Jonathan Packey is the defensive coordinator for this unit. Look at that big smile on your face right away.
Yeah.
What has it been like getting to know him?
Yeah, Coach Packey's a great guy. He's a really good coach. Honestly, I think he's an even better person, though. We have a really good relationship with him. My whole family, honestly, even like the OV we just took, he's a great guy. Like we learn more about him every time, and I feel more confident and like I get more excited every time to be able to play for him. I think and obviously he was with Coach Diaz at a bunch of other stops before, and so he knows the Coach Diaz defense. So they've been running that together, and I think that you saw last year what they're able to do, and they obviously have one of the most productive defenses in the country, and I think that shows a lot for any recruit or any guy that would want to play defense for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at what Coach Packey did just 2 years ago at Texas State. You see them at the top of so many defensive when does that ever happen? That Texas State is all the way up there, and Duke carries that over this year. Duke was second in the entire country in tackles for loss. Like when you watch Duke play defense now, what do you see that makes this defense so successful, and how can you contribute?
Right. You just see a bunch of chaos. I mean, there's stuff happening everywhere. I think that and I think the linebackers and the D line do most of the damage. I think that it's really impressive just watching how they play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And I think that's a lot of part of my game style is like I play that way too. So I think I play real aggressive and I play the exact way that I belong in that defense. So, yeah.
How long have you been playing football? Was this a sport you started playing early on in your life?
I started in fourth grade.
Okay.
I started in fourth grade. So I played flag growing up, and then fourth grade was my first year at tackle.
Did you love it right away, or did it take a little while for
my first year I liked it. I didn't really know like what I was doing really. I was just playing off athleticism. But once I really like started like knowing the game and stuff, I love the football. So
were other sports a part of your childhood, or have you mainly been a football guy?
Yeah, I played basketball growing up, and then once I got to high school, I stopped with the basketball and just locked in on football.
But to be able to have such a dynamic of both, that's so important, obviously, and levels of athleticism and that sort of thing. With that being said, you mentioned running the 4.5 already. I'm sure that you get after it in the weight room as well.
Right.
Coach Feely wants that football team to be ready to go. What's it been like getting to know him? And then also any ideas of what you're walking into when it comes into the strength and conditioning?
Yeah,
Coach
Feely's definitely the real deal. I mean, but he gets those guys right. Like any guy you talk to about Coach Feely, they've everything is really good to say about him. And he definitely gets them right. It's definitely a lot, but he's going to get you right. He's going to get you set up for success. So I think if you buy into Coach Feely's program, you're going to be really successful.
Is the plan to bulk you up a little bit more once you get to college? Does that excite you? I mean, what kind of footprint has Duke laid out for you?
Yeah, bulk me up a little bit and then just maintain. I think I'm really excited for that. Just the whole, I mean, with Coach Feely, like all those guys, their numbers go up like crazy, and I mean, they look like a big time football player, and it's really impressive to see that.
That's good to hear, Colsen, because we can't lose the speed, right? We can't have this giant and kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Dynamic. So talking about the official visit that you just went on there, you got a chance to meet some other commits and that sort of thing. Tell me about that whole weekend.
Yeah. I think, honestly, something that's different about Duke than any other school is that the guys you meet while you're there are like same as yourself. Like you see a bunch of like-minded people together. And I think that's why Duke has such a strong culture, because it's a bunch of guys that want to play football, want to win, and that academics are also really important to them. And it's like I said, it's a bunch of like-minded people. And it's way easy to create a culture like that than any other way. So, but overall, the OV was great. Bunch of coaches, everyone, like I said, they're always very welcoming. And it was just like, it was almost like a celebration because I committed and then went on my OV. So it was just a really fun time.
Who are some of the commits that you've gotten close to that you're excited about playing? And tell me about some of these group chats that are already getting started.
Yeah, there's a couple group chats on Instagram and text, and there's a bunch of commits in there. Yeah, Terry's a big one. Terry Walker. He kind of starts all the group chats and starts the text, and there's some talks and arguments. But all those guys, honestly, I have everything good to say about them. Like they're all just really good, like down to earth, good people. Like super welcoming, just really good people.
Yeah, you want your best 11 on the field, man. The one man
Right.
can't get it done, so you've got to be able to put it all together.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, as I start to wrap up and get you out of here, man, I do want to hear a little bit more kind of about your family, because when these recruits go on these visits, it's really important for the coaching staff to win over parents as well. And I love hearing you guys talk about the idea that you probably wouldn't be where you're at today if it weren't for the impact that your family had.
Yeah. So starting with my parents, they're both from PA. They're both from Pittsburgh. My dad played at Penn State. He played linebacker at Penn State. And my mom went to W&J, a smaller college in like Washington, PA. And I have a twin sister and a younger sister, Emerson and Tatum. My twin sister, she's thinking about she wants to try and go to Duke. That's exciting. Yeah, it would be awesome. And then my younger sister, she plays a bunch of sports. She's just trying to figure it out still. But yeah, my family's all real good people, and they definitely got me to where I am today.
They've been a big help in your career along, like taking you to games and all those things.
Yeah, they've definitely stuck with me through everything. I mean, all the recruiting trips, everything we dealt with. I think it's not easy, and I think they did it for me, and just we finally found the right spot for me, and it's a great feeling to be committed and be a Duke. So. Well,
we're certainly excited about what you're going to be able to do for the Blue Devils in the future.
Sure.
They're playing in the ACC. But before that happens, you still have one more season of high school football to play, man. I don't want to rush that away at all. Are you soaking in all of these moments? And tell me about maybe some of the goals that you've got this year.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely crazy. It definitely flew by, but yeah, we definitely are soaking in these last couple summer practices, these last moments with my teammates. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna do our best, go 1-0 every week. But the goal is the state championship again. Just take us back there and win it all this year. So that would be the main goal, and just get better as a unit, and we'll be good.
All right, give me one final message for Duke football fans out there, and just the world at large. Who is Colsen Gatten? What are people getting with the new Duke linebacker?
Yes, sir. I'm Colsen Gatten. You're getting the aggressive Pittsburgh linebacker.
I love that. That's awesome. Sir. We'll talk again down the line soon, Colsen. Okay, I appreciate you here today.
Good talking with you.
Colsen Gatten here on Locked On Blue Devils.